Greatly appreciate that. Jackie, are you ready? Sebastian, all ready? All right. It is now 7 o'clock, and with that, we would be doing the opening of the meeting. Jackie, can we please start with a roll call? Here.
Here. Here.
Present.
Here.
Present. Here. All right, next item is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next item is public participation. Item A, recognition, Words Award for Excellence in Education recipient. Okay. Deetra? Deetra will be coming up? Or there? Okay.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Sarah Montgomery. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning. I'd like to turn the microphone over to Miss Cindy Lofthouse, and she will lead us through the Words Award.
That's doing the echo? Okay.
She's got a teacher voice.
It's for the people at home, too. And in case anyone is hard of hearing, who is here.
You didn't know you signed up for this, did you?
Hi, I'm Cindy Lofthouse, and I'm with the DeKalb Education Foundation. And we are proud to announce this evening the nominees for the Wirtz Award, and then we'd like to present a plaque and a check to the Wirtz Award winner. We have Cora Benner. And Ashley Carlson. Is Samantha Peak here? And Julie Stubblefield. And I'd like to announce that the Wirtz Award winner for this year is Mark Sykes.
Come on, you can sit next to me any day.
I'd like to thank the Words Award Committee for this wonderful and humbling experience. It's been a crazy couple weeks, and I'm super grateful. I want to congratulate those that were nominated because you impacted children and definitely were deserving of the award as well. So I think that's really cool. I just want to take a minute or two to say, I want to thank Jimmy Zucker, and he was my person who nominated me. Thank you, Jimmy. Along with Allie Lawler, Brad Kirkman, and my wife, Dana Walker. So thank you for speaking on my behalf. I just returned today from the IADA conference. That's the Illinois Athletic Directors Conference. We had that down in Peoria, which was run by our very own Peter Goff, who just ended his tenure this year as the IADA president. I want to tell you all that there's a ton of respect across the state of Illinois for that individual. He did an outstanding job. We had a great conference, and I just wanted to say we had 3 great speakers. We had Dee Brown, who is a basketball player at the University of Illinois. I should have said the theme for Peter had for the conference was homegrown. So all of our speakers were high school graduates in Illinois. And Dee Brown from the University of Illinois. We had George McCaskey, the chairman of the Chicago Bears. And this morning we had Jackie Joyner-Kersey from East St. Louis. So those 3 people, all of their speeches resonated around student athletes. Obviously the athletic part, but their key speeches came around how important our jobs are and how it impacts the students. So to those board members going out, I thank you for your service. To those board members staying, glad you're doing that. And to those of you who are stepping in now, I would say the same words they did. When you're making decisions about the kids of DeKalb District 428, it's all about the kids. And if you have questions about what's going on in the school, I would encourage you to go and talk to the people who are on the front lines. And I'm not just talking teachers. I'm talking assistants, custodians, cooks, security guards, administration. If you don't know, I'm sure I couldn't do your job. But if you don't know what we do, come talk to us. Again, I'm truly grateful, and I appreciate the award. And have a great night.
And now it's Deetra. Item B, it's the recognition of the service awards presented by Ms. Deetra Salas.
Good evening, everyone. So this is the exciting part of working in human resources because we really get to tap into our human assets of the district and to celebrate what they've given to our community and to each and every one of the children that have passed through their classrooms. So it's retirement and service awards. Very exciting. Tonight we have a total of 157 people that we are recognizing. And of those 157, 22 are retiring. So they're going on to the next chapter to enjoy their grandchildren, play pickleball, go golfing, enjoy playing in the dirt where they're planting flowers or food and doing whatever they want to do. Or if it's absolutely nothing, they have that right. They've earned it. We have some little retirement decor around, and it says 7-day weekend. So they have the opportunity to every day wake up and decide what they want to do next. So we're first going to acknowledge our retirees. And I have a presentation. Is it going? Okay, that screen's black, so I don't know if I need to do something. I need some tech support. I need some help over here too. I'm pressing it and nothing's happening.
There we go. It's going to be a little slower over there. It's just how.
Okay. Is it moving at all? Okay, we'll hope for the best. If you cannot see it, or if you are at home watching, this is uploaded to Board Docs, so you'll be able to see the full presentation there. So tonight, we're going to ask that our retirees that are here, please come forward as I call your name. We have tokens to present to you, and then our board members also want to acknowledge you. So I don't know if you guys want to stay behind or come on this side to shake hands. What do you prefer? Board members? So as I call names, if you want to come forward, and then you'll be presented with a rose, and then we have an actual gift bag for you. To all of our retirees, thank you for your service. You have impacted so many lives, not just students, but also your colleagues, as well as the families of our students and our whole community. So thank you very much. Margie Bai. She was an administrative assistant with Student Services. Joan Boyce, kindergarten teacher. Mary Lynn Buckner, special ed resource teacher. She's also co-president of the DCTA. Gail Kappert, multilingual services manager. She was here. Stephanie Carr, instructional assistant. Julia Davis, instructional assistant. Claude Day, custodian. Lori Hampton, instructional assistant. Lori Jinks, instructional assistant. Brenda Jurgens, transportation manager. Tammy Judkins, math teacher. Steve Lavender, facilities operations supervisor. Kim Lyle, principal. Kim has served in so many capacities here in the district. She was a teacher, a director, union president, ELDC principal, and she's also getting a 35-year service recognition as well as her retirement. Dawn McAllister, instructional assistant. Michelle Acker, instructional assistant. Siobhan Plant, special ed resource teacher. Connie Rollman, principal. Connie, too, has served in various positions and at one time was HR director. She doesn't seem as excited about that. You were a teacher, too? Oh, she was Ben's teacher. Well, now we understand. Dana Rourke, second grade teacher. Kira Stewart, language arts teacher. Pam Sullivan, office professional. Pam is already retired and out enjoying life. Thank you. Carolyn Vaughn, PK5 instructional support coach. And last but never least, we have from the high school, Michael Wolf, business occupations teacher. Congratulations. This is the first year anybody ever wanted to shake my hand. I don't even know how to respond to that. To our 22 retirees, once again, thank you. You mean so much to the district. Then beyond that, we have 135 people that are celebrating anywhere between 5 and 35 years of service. So thank you for your service to all that are being recognized this year. Retirees that are here, if you want to step over to the side with Emily to receive your gift, we do have those for you. Thank you and congratulations once again.
So now that we're done with the service awards and the district retiree recognition, we will move on to item D, the ASBO International Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting Award. Although we are recognizing it today, we don't have an attachment for it. We have not received the physical copy of it yet, but we have received it. So we still want to acknowledge it, and then it will come forward at a later meeting again for acknowledgement once the district actually receives it once again, or a physical copy of it. But nonetheless, I wanted to take the time to recognize that, and of course, thank everyone that makes that certificate of excellence in financial reporting possible for our district. So thank you to our mayor and the team. All right, next item is item E, dedication of Wendell Brooks Media Center. In recognition of Ms. Amy Fontana's exceptional service and unwavering dedication to the students of D428, and as a way to publicly honor her immeasurable and lasting impact, we are honored to share that the Media Center at Glenbrook Brooks Elementary School will be officially named the Amy Fontana Media Center. So thank you for all of her service, and the families here, thank you. Okay, next item is public comment. Public comment of, let me see, members of the public who wish to speak to the board shall complete a request card prior to the start of the meeting. This section of the meeting will be reserved for comments from the public. All comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Criticism of individuals is not in order. Jackie, do we have any comments? Okay, thank you. Next is board correspondence. Do we have any board correspondence?
I'd like to just maybe take a minute to,
Oh, if you could speak in the microphone a little bit louder.
I gotta get closer.
Yes. Please, thank you.
All right, that's so fun. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you board members who are not going to be with us after today. Thank you for your service. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Yes, you should be
Can you
able.
hear me? Oh, okay. No, it's okay. You can hear me? Okay. I did want to share a few words from my last board meeting. I wrote them down, not because it's really long. Don't worry, I know we all want to enjoy the rest of our day, but just so I can stay focused. When I'm passionate about things, I tend to ramble, so I did you the favor of making bullet points for myself. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to the community and to the district for the opportunity to serve. I would like to welcome the new board members. New board members, I encourage and I challenge you to enter this role with an open mind, compassionate heart, and a willingness to collaborate. When I was elected at 27 years old, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. All I knew is that I wanted to be part of making sure that students of all identities from all backgrounds felt safe, supported, and excited about learning. As I reflect on the last 4 years of my board service, there are many words and feelings that come to mind, but the one I want to focus on tonight is gratitude. I'm so grateful for what we have accomplished as a board and for the work that was done with former board members I served alongside. There have been many times where I wish I could have done more in my role, and moments when I wish I would have handled situations differently. But as I mentioned, I'm leaning into gratitude this evening because despite all of that, there are so many moments and seeds planted to be proud of, and I am proud. When I think about the principles that I ran on, safety, support, and enthusiasm for learning, I think about our cabinet of directors and some of the coordinators who I've had the privilege of working with, everyone in this room tonight, and some folks who are not here. I think that you're all brilliant professionals. I've learned a lot from you, and I've been inspired by you on more than one occasion. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you also to Dr. Minerva Garcia Sanchez. Your steadfast vision and resilience has been amazing, and I have been very proud to work with you. While new leadership always brings about change and there is uncertainty about the state of education on a national level, what I do know for certain is that there are good people in this building tonight. There are good educators and staff at our school, and there are good people within our community. I urge all of you to lean into your unique talents, gifts, and expertise to be mindful of your purpose and your goals on the days when gratitude feels impossible to locate. Finally, I want to express my deepest gratitude to my family and friends who have uplifted me throughout this journey. Thank you as well to some of my colleagues who have become my friends and chosen family over these last 4 years. Thank you, and I'm grateful.
Right, any other comments before we continue? No, okay, thank you. Thank you, Ari. All right, next item is consent agenda. Approve consent, oh, I apologize. Jumped the one, that's item H, student board member correspondence, which is item H, and that's Ari Owen.
We're really excited to welcome our new student board member, Maria. I think she should be here soon if she's not already. When she gets here, we'll welcome.
She's here.
Yes, yay! Come on up. A round of applause for our new board member. You can come sit right over here. I'm so excited for what Maria's going to bring to the board. I've had a few conversations with her, and I'm just super excited and grateful that you all will have the opportunity to work with her. And of course, we couldn't let the meeting go by without thanking Jenna Zimmerman, for her service. She's busy being an involved student as usual, but I'm very proud of her, and I'm proud of Maria, and I'm so excited that you all will get to experience her.
Welcome. All right, now it's consent agenda. Right, consent agenda. You're good with the microphone? All right, now it's consent agenda. Item 8, approve consent agenda items. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items 5B through 5E, board minutes for 4/15/2025, personnel action items, purchase order requisition, and employment contract, Jefferson Elementary principal as attached. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Thank you. Item old business. Item A, intergovernmental agreement with the City of DeKalb for school resource officers, SROs. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the intergovernmental agreement for school resource officers between the City of DeKalb and DeKalb Community Unit School District 428. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item B, additional pay for school level administrators, 1003A, school improvement. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the additional pay for the school level administrators for additional duties aligned to school improvement. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item C, crossing guard multi-year agreement with Andy Frame. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the 3-year crossing guard service agreement with Andy Frame Services Incorporated of Aurora, Illinois for the 2025-2026 through 2027-2028 school year as attached. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item D, request for proposal, solar energy project. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve administration to contract with Nania Energy Group as a consultant related to the solar energy project. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call? Yes.
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 Thank you. Item E, PD request, WIDO Annual Conference, October 27th through October 30th, 2025. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the PD request to the WIDO Annual Conference on October 27th through the 30th, 2025 in Seattle, Washington. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you. Item F, DHS girls volleyball request for overnight out-of-state travel. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the DHS girls volleyball team to travel overnight out-of-state to Indiana Dunes, Cedar Point this summer. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item G, letter of agreement, LOA, IC TOSA summer hours. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve this request for the LOA regarding IC TOSA 2025 summer hours. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you. Item H, DHS boys soccer overnight out-of-state travel request. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the request. Oh, I apologize. My thing okay. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve this request for the DHS boys soccer team to attend the named summer tournaments this summer in Iowa and Indiana. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item I, School Violence Protection Program, SVPP grant through USDOG, Department of Justice. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will consider approving, well, I don't know why this is doing this, I apologize, to approve this request for the, it is recommended that the Board of Education will consider approving administration to apply for the School Violence Prevention Program grant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call. Look at me
Yes.
trying to.
Yes.
Nerd. Yes.
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 Thank you. Item J, letter of agreement, teacher of special assignment, TOSA summer hours, MTSSB, SEL specialist, and special education facilitator. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the attached letter of agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item K, staffing request, additional of 1.0 FTE restorative dean of Mitchell Elementary School. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the addition of 1.0 dean of restorative behavior FTE. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item L, staffing request, instructional assistant FTE for 2025-2026. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the additional of 6.0 instructional assistants FTE for the 2025-2026 school year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item F, staffing request, 1.0 FTE IT support specialist and 1.0 FTE RN for Mitchell Elementary School. This is an action item. It is recommended that the Board of Education will approve the 2.0 FTE request for Mitchell Elementary School. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Item N, bid results, waste recycling services. It is recommended that the Board of Education reject the bid from Waste Management of Illinois Incorporated and approve a 3-year contract with Lakeshore Recycling Systems Incorporated of Rosemont, Illinois to provide waste and recycling services for the district. Is there a motion?
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
What part of it was non-conforming of Waste Management's bid?
When the bid was submitted, it was submitted with a list of exceptions to the package that was submitted. And because of those list of exceptions, it was advised by our council that we do reject the bid.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. I will read the motion one more time. It is recommended that a recommendation one more time, I apologize. It is recommended that the Board of Education will reject the bid from Waste Management of Illinois Incorporated and approve a 3-year contract with Lakeshore Recycling Systems Incorporated of Rosemont, Illinois to provide waste and recycling services for the district. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
And that concludes old business.
Yes. Okay. And then now we're moving on to Mitchell Elementary School business. And we have some pictures.
Thank you. All right, so we are even that much closer to opening the building. Yep, that's farther than we want to do. So we wanted to show you some more pictures. And I'll tell you the next meeting, I'm actually hoping to have another update, which is not my typical. Usually I go with the first of the month, but there's going to be a lot of changes the next 2 weeks as we are getting all the furniture to put in place. So a week ago, the building looked just to me pretty amazing. It looked like a school, except for the rooms were empty. Some of you were able to come tour if you're part of FFC. But now it is a little bit different. So how do I move forward? That's not what I have on the screen. Got it. Yep. After looking. All right. So the front entrance outside, most of the concrete work has been completed. We are now waiting for the asphalt to be poured. So this is the front entrance. You'll see one of the sidewalks that curves around, and then the entrance is also now started. This is the south parking lot, the visitor or staff parking lot as we refer to it. This will also be our drop-off and pickup zone. It is an S-shaped parking lot so that we're able to wind traffic around, stack traffic if we need to. And this asphalt is going to be installed, we hope, by the end of next week. Normal Road, you may have received notification that Normal Road has been closed down as we are renovating that street to create an area of refuge or a safe place in the middle. So when the students and families do cross the road, there's a place for them to stop in the middle in case there's traffic coming either direction. So behind the building, between the two wings, there's a second, third grade wing and the third and fourth grade wing. There's actually this paved area that sits nicely in between there. That will be an area that staff can take classes out to or students out to. It isn't necessarily an outdoor classroom, but it gives a nice paved area close to the building. It's also more secluded, so you don't have all the distractions further out, like in the playground area. So that has been poured with the sidewalk that takes us to the playground. The gymnasium floor has been installed, and if you remember, this is also our storm shelter, so it's looking a lot more complete. Hasn't been painted yet. There will be some lines painted on there, either end of this week, first to next. My favorite area, the custodial receiving area. We have some wonderful cages back there, so we're able to store our items. The kitchen is going to be a production kitchen at Mitchell, so that means that they will produce for their students. They won't satellite to other buildings, but they will produce all their meals on site. And all the equipment in there is currently being installed. Staff workroom has some great workspace and the mailboxes for everyone. That is finished up. Our custodial supplies were all delivered, so those are all getting unboxed and put together so that we can continue with the cleaning that's necessary. And then furniture started yesterday. Our first semi arrived at 10 a.m. If you check out the Facebook page and probably other social media links, Sebastian was able to come out and videoed a lot of our arrival of furniture. Might not seem very exciting to some of you, but it was really cool to see that first truck pull up after all the work that so many people put into that. And the way this company works and emptying the truck, it's amazing how quick they are. So the next pictures are all about all the furniture. And I'm so glad I am not on the side of some assembly required because this takes it to the nth degree. So this is one area they started some assembly in the music room. The hallways are full of more furniture. That's the steam room, more furniture. Every room has some and it's still not all here. One of our hallways. Here is another some assembly required area as they are assembling all of the student desks one at a time and then moving them to their respective spaces. More furniture. This is the library, and I'll be glad to be able to show you what this transforms into once we get all the furniture and the bookshelves in place. And then this was the last truck today. It was our 7th semi-truck that backed in today. I believe it was around the noon hour, but they had emptied at 7 semi-trucks yesterday and today. So that is the last one, except for some random furniture that'll be coming in. So some much more exciting pictures to come next time at the next board meeting as we actually start to see the furniture get assembled. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. And just as a reminder, August 8th, Friday, at 11 a.m., we will be doing the ribbon cutting for the new school, Mitchell Elementary. Everyone is invited. Please feel free to join us. That includes the outgoing board members. We hope you can make it for us as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any questions about the updates? No? Okay, thank you. Now it's the declaration of the winners of the April 1st, 2025 election. Declaration of the winners of the April 1st, 2025 election announced, or the public content, let me see, announced the result of the election based on the abstract of the votes from the office of the county clerk and declare Mr. Nicholas Atwood, Dr. Kristen Bailey, Mr. Jose Jaques, and Mr. Mark Shervat as the winners of the April 1st, 2025 election. Congratulations. Right before. Okay, I'll announce you. So right before I announce you, because I know right after that we exit, I would like to say some last minute words. I apologize. So I just wanted to say it won't take long. Again, a farewell, quick speech. Like Ari, I wrote it down so I don't rant and I don't forget anybody. So again, good evening, everyone. As I sit here today for the final Board of Education meeting, I am filled with pride and emotion. Serving as president of this board has been one of the greatest honors of my professional and personal life. The role has allowed me to advocate for students, families, and a community I deeply care about. My journey on this board was rooted in a commitment to equity, access, and accountability. And more than anything, in the belief that every single student in our district deserves a high-quality education right in their own neighborhood school. I want to begin by thanking my fellow board members. Your dedication, collaboration, and willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue have strengthened us as a leadership body. Thank you for trusting me to lead and for your respectful way we work together through challenges together. To Dr. Minerva Garcia Sanchez, your leadership, vision, and partnership have meant so much. Thank you for your tireless effort in moving our district forward and for your deep commitment to creating opportunities for every learner. Working with you has been inspiring and a true privilege. To our district directors, administrators, teachers, and staff, you are the heartbeat of this district. Your work makes a difference every single day. I want to thank you not only for what you do, but also for how you do it, with care, compassion, and unwavering dedication to our students. To the families in our district, thank you for showing up and for advocating for your children, and for believing in the power of education. You are an essential part of this system, and your voices have shaped the direction of our work. To the students, you are the reason why we do this. I see your brilliance, resilience, and limitless potential. Every decision I made at this table was with you in mind. Keep shining, keep speaking up, and know that this community is better because of you. To my daughter, my motivation and my biggest why, thank you for being patient with me through the long nights and the full schedules. And to my family, friends, mentors, and community near and afar, your loving encouragement have been my foundation. Thank you. As we continue to navigate uncertain times, whether in education and leadership or life, I believe more than ever that it is essential to keep showing up with courage. Even when the path ahead isn't clear, even when it feels heavy, our presence, our voice, and our actions matter. Although this chapter is closing, I'm not stepping away from this work. I'm simply shifting how I serve. I will always be an advocate for equity, for access, and for our students. Thank you for trusting me, for challenging me, and for allowing me to lead with heart. With deep gratitude, Daisy Ramirez. Thank you, everyone. And with that said, I would like to now present out Dr. Garcia Sanchez to do the presentation of the awards of merit.
Good evening, everyone. I guess it's that time in the agenda. where we say thank you to our outgoing board members, and I'm going to ask our current Vice President, Chris Boyce, to assist in the distribution of our farewell gift to our members. I'm going to ask that you all hold on before leaving, so that when we adjourn to Sinai, and then we'll move forward with the meeting. So, Mr. Boyce, if you wouldn't mind, first and foremost, I'd like to give our gifts out. So, Miss Amanda Harness, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I remember we came onto our board together, and it's been quite a ride. I feel that I've gotten to know you, and I hope that from all the learning that I was able to get from you, that I got it done right. And if I didn't, I tried my darnest to make sure that it did get right. So I appreciate, and your words will stay with me. So thank you so very much for everything you've done for us. Next up, I'd like to share with Mr. Fred Davis. Sorry, who? You? Did you? Oh, you already gave him up? Okay. Mr. Fred Davis, you were with us for a short period of time again, although this is your second time around. And I really want to make sure that you know that it was greatly appreciated. Your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom in a lot of the facets have really helped us and helped me to better understand the work that this district has done in the past, and then how some of those things come back around. So I really appreciate the work that you've done with us. Ari, our secretary, you know, you have this quiet powerfulness that when you may not speak all the time, but when you do, watch out, world. I really appreciate the fact that you have been very thoughtful and very considerate of how you choose your words, and that we hope that you will continue to help us inspire the youth of this district and continue to inspire other greatness in the work that you do. So thank you so very much for that. Future Doctora Ramirez, current president of the board, as these are my last words to you in your current situation, in which is as this president, I didn't know you before I came here, but I'm glad that we had a chance to get to know each other. I feel that your passion and your energy in being in almost every committee meeting and every session that we could hold, you have been there for us on behalf of children and spoken on their behalf and their families. On top of that, you have your own student here in our district. So you were at a lot of our games, a lot of our functions, and I know she is excited to have her mom back full time. But we here are very proud of the work that you've done as a president, so really appreciate it. There's not enough words, enough time for me to say how much I appreciate your support. So thank you so much. Thank you to all of you for everything you've done for our district. Don't be shy. We will reach out. All right, so before you all get ready to dash for the door, we got a couple of things that we need to get done first, right? So, Daisy?
We have to adjourn to Sendai. So this is when we formally, pass forward the authority to you so that you can then welcome in the new board. So let me see. I just literally just
You just did,
right?
yes.
I just did. Okay, so with that said, I get to go be a soccer mom. There's a soccer game right now happening,
You
and I
gotta
get to
appoint me.
leave. So I would like to appoint you before I take off as the appointment of President pro tempore. So at this moment, I would like to appoint our superintendent, Dr. Garcia Sanchez, as the president of pro tempore. That will be appointed to present the new board.
That's it?
Thank you, everyone.
That's it. All right, thank
Have a
you.
great night.
You are going home or to the game. Wish you everyone luck. Wish everyone luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please feel free to take your nameplate and drop off your laptops with Sebastian. We'll take care of all of that, Daisy. We got you. Thank you. You're far, but that's okay. Stay there.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. All right, I guess it's my turn. I'm not going to use that, so I'm just going to call. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. Jackie, roll call, please.
Well, you need to put the other board members, the new board members need to come on.
They come up first? Can we have the new board members come up to take a seat? Pick a seat, any seat. At this point, we'll make moves as we need to, so just feel free to take a seat. Yeah, this one. Okay. Here you go, Kristen.
You're the winner.
Okay. Now may I do a roll call? Okay, thank you very much. Jackie, roll call, please.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Okay, just one second. If you can pass one to Jacob, please. And then if you can pass that one down to mine. I will now swear in the newly elected members of the school board. Please stand. I'm going to keep a copy for you. Oh, no, I have it. Thank you. Okay. Please repeat after me. Please say your name,
Nick Atwood,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education for DeKalb Community School District D 428.
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Board of DeKalb Community Unit School District 428
In accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further affirm that
I further affirm that
I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets.
I shall respect the taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for DeKalb Community Unit School District 428.
I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for the DeKalb Community School District 428.
I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework.
I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law.
I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students in our community schools to advance the vision for DeKalb Community Unit School District 428.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students in our community schools to advance the vision for the DeKalb Community Unit School District 428.
And I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
All right, thank you, new board members. Congratulations. Thank you for joining the club. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we will move on to the election of officers. Nominations are now open in order for the office of president.
I'd like to nominate Chris Boyce.
Chris Boyce has been nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of president?
I'd like to nominate JJ.
JJ has now been nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Are there any other further nominations for the office of president? Okay. So in this case, Jackie, please call the roll for voting on the office of president. Each member should respond with the name of who they are voting for.
Chris Boyce.
Chris Boyce.
Count. Chris Boyce.
Chris Boyce.
JJ.
Chris Bull. Okay. So the president has now been selected. He will now take over the election of the other officers following the same procedure. Kristen, sorry, honey, we're asking you to switch over. Thank you. If you'd like to take this with you as a memento. There you go. So you'll follow the same thing for vice president and for the secretary.
All right. Nominations are now in order for the office of vice president.
I'd like to nominate JJ.
All right. Jose Jaquez has been nominated for vice president. Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president? Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president?
I nominate Steve Byers.
Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president?
Did she nominate Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to say.
Oh, yes. Steve Byers has now been nominated as well for vice president. Are there any other further nominations? Hearing no other nominations, Jackie, could you do the roll call, please?
Jose Jaquez.
Jose Jaquez.
Jose Jaquez.
Steve Byers.
Jose Jaquez.
JJ.
Okay.
And now Jose Jaquez has been elected as vice president. We'll now be accepting nominations for the office of board secretary. I would like to nominate Steve Byers for board secretary.
Steve Byers has been nominated
Oh,
for.
yes. Steve Byers has been nominated for board secretary. Are there any further nominations? Are we have any further nominations for board secretary? Hearing none, Jackie, could you do the roll call? And then the vote for.
You say yes or no?
I'm gonna ask you for your opinion. No.
Do I say yes or no? Yes.
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 Okay. So now that everybody's been selected, we're going to do some movement of chairs. So Mr. Hawkins, if you wouldn't mind switching with Kristen, I'm sorry. And then Nick, I'm going to ask that you switch with Steve Byer.
Sure.
Thank you. I know. You can, yeah, over there. Thank you. All right. Okay, Mr. President,
All
your
right.
meeting.
We will now move on to the appointment of a board clerk. So at this point, the recommended action is that the Board of Education would appoint Jackie Pringle as the board clerk of the Board of Education. Do we have any discussion about that? I would then at this point seek a motion to approve Jackie as our board clerk.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Jackie, could you please do the roll call?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So Jackie, welcome back as our board clerk. We'll now move on to the appointment of board treasurer and the approver of the treasurer bond. So at this point, the recommended action is that the Board of Education would approve our CSBO, our Doka, as the treasurer of the Board of Education and approve the treasurer bond renewal. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Jackie, could you do the roll call, please?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 All right. Armir, welcome back as our board treasurer. We'll now move on to the resolution for the formal approval of the treasurer's participation in the ISDLAF by the Board of School District 428, on behalf of which the treasurer acts. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the resolution for formal approval of the treasurer's participation in the liquid asset fund by the Board of the School District 428, on behalf of which the treasurer acts. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Jackie, could we do a roll call? Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
We'll now move into new business. First item is item A, which is the approval of the Board of Education meeting schedule for 2024-2025. This one is going to be information and action because you guys, we've got another meeting coming up in May that we need to make sure we approve to put on the calendar. So if you guys just kind of want to look at it, currently how our meetings are scheduled, they have a 6 p.m. start time if we do not have any closed session. If we have closed session, we move the meeting to 7 p.m. Is that still something that is agreeable with all of the members of the board?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then at that point, I would entertain a motion.
So, hold on a minute, let me
Yeah.
understand what you just said. So if there's not a closed session, the public meeting starts at 6.
Correct. If we
How-
have closed session, then we push it back to 7.
Okay, how does the public in general know that we start at 6 or at 7?
So per OMA, we are required to do the posting 48 hours in advance of the meeting. So when Jackie at that time posts the meeting to the public, it will be indicated that closed session will begin at this time, open session will begin at 7, or sometimes, you know, the variation where if we know it'll be short, it could be at 6:30. So there is variation, which is why I did want to bring it up for discussion. Where did we more want to look for, hey, it's just going to be a solid, we post the meeting starts at this time and we move to open when we do, or how do we as a board want that to be posted going forward?
It concerns me that we change times. The public kind of, it makes sense that we start this meeting every time at the same time. I don't know where everybody else is
Yeah.
with it.
And I guess just so that I can kind of clarify, are you wanting the open session to always start at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So then kind of with discussion, what is maybe a time where we think this is just where open session should always start? 7 o'clock. All right. So then,
Can open session start immediately after closed session wraps up? If you post the meeting at 6 o'clock, I don't know. what the rest
I
of
get
the
what
board-
you're saying,
Yeah.
Mark.
And just for clarification, just remember that the meeting starts in open session.
Correct.
So whatever that time is, and I believe that's what Mr. Hawkins is referring to, that whether it's closed, whatever the time is, it starts at that same time all the time. So if there is no closed session, is the understanding then the open session also starts at 6 o'clock? And if there is closed session at some point, it still starts at 6 o'clock irregardless? And people can wait outside, or do we do two separate times?
A question I have, and I've seen other public bodies do this, they'll often have the open meeting first. At the end, they'll have their closed session, and then they'll have to open up the meeting again to close the meeting. Is there, I don't know what the rest of the board feels about maybe moving closed session to the end of the meeting, so the public can always be there at 6 o'clock, which would be an earlier start time, where you'd probably have more participation from the public. It's similar to how the city council does it, the county board does it that way. I know the protocol on this board has had to have the closed session at the beginning, which is kind of strange. You have everybody waiting out in the hallway, you know.
But majority of the time, it go on to depend on what the subject is that we're talking about, so it rolls over. And majority of us work. I work. I don't make, if I can make it after work, everybody else can make it.
So typically, kind of, I think to give some context as well to why we will normally do closed before is because I'm sure as you've noticed in the meetings, during new business, we'll have student discipline. So it's typically for the students' sake that we do the closed before so that, you know, they're not staying there until 9, 10, 11 p.m. waiting to hear what the board's decision is on their disciplinary case. So that's at least historically why we've done it that way for context.
I'm okay with whatever the board chooses. I was thinking about public participation. so.
Yeah, no, I actually, personally, I kind of like the structure of doing open and then closed.
Right.
So that's at least the direction I'm leaning with that.
Open and then close.
Yeah.
Just speaking to them.
I'm concerned about that for,
Me too.
yeah, personal reasons with work and children.
Mm-hmm.
Could we not do, but I also appreciate JJ's comment and do agree that that is very confusing to the public. Could we not do the meeting always at 7 o'clock? And then if we have open, at closed session, we do that earlier at 6?
We
Is
can
that
do
possible?
whatever-
So our meeting is always at 7 though? And then I would imagine, I'm curious if we have any sense of historically whether parents are more able to come to the meetings at 6 or 7. I know I, as a parent, it's easier for me to get there at 7, but I don't know what the trend has been.
Historically, if students are being honored or something like that, we will get a full house and we'll have a lot of students, and we tend to take care of business with students first. That way, if, such as our student board member as well, so that they can get home and do homework. So yes, I understand the question, but this is about the kind of numbers that we usually get. If what we want to do is get more folks into the meeting, you know, that might be we might need to do something else.
That's I guess that's my question, and my concern is if we want more parents to be involved and community members, it seems to me that the 7 p.m. start time might be less intrusive, but I don't know. For the daily lives, what do you guys think?
So you're just.
Am I being confused?
So you're,
I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. So your suggestion is that standing open session begins at 7 p.m.
Yeah, not 7.
No, I'm sorry, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
First and third Tuesday of each month. And if there is closed session, it happens prior to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Byers?
That's how it was when I started on the board, I think, and that worked for me, I think, if that's how we want to go.
So do we have consensus from the board to go with 7 p.m. as our start time? And
Yes.
if we have closed session, it will just take place before the 7 p.m. start?
Agreed. Agreed.
At what
Agreed.
time will the president provide snacks?
Whenever you need me to. So, all right then. So then at that point, I would take a motion to approve the Board of Education's TAC board meeting schedule with the correction that meetings will all start at 7 p.m. and closed session will occur beforehand. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, the roll call, please.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jeff
Yes.
Christopher Boyd.
Yes.
Mark Trevor.
Yes.
Nancy Bynum.
No.
Krista Bailey.
Yes.
Nick Atwood.
Yes.
All right. And now this one is just information. This one again will be the same thing that we just discussed and agreed upon for the future meetings, except that will be for the 25-26 school year. So just once this school year ends, it will be the schedule for the next one, which it sounds like we're looking to do the same agreement that we just made for the previous one, correct? So then at that point, we'll have that amended for the next board meeting and we'll be able to vote and approve that calendar as is. Do I have consensus to bring this back for the next board meeting?
Yes.
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 Okay.
This formal.
All right. And then moving on to item C, fiscal year 2026 consolidated district plan. And this will be presented by Emma, our grants manager.
For information.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for everybody being here tonight and allowing me to come before you and provide some information on the consolidated district plan. I wanted to start by sharing what the consolidated district plan is. And it is a framework that guides how we plan to use our federal funding within the school year. So we look at decisions regarding what our priorities are, how we plan to allocate resources, and along with that, we outline how we plan to stay compliant within the. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. I mean, you know, I've got a vision test at the same time.
Maybe take the other one.
Just rotate
Go back
button.
into the agenda to the link out there.
There's a rotate button on the thing.
Okay. 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 Can I hit the arrow and we'll go to the next slide? Sorry, I'm a first timer with all this technology and can you hear me now? Oh my gosh, I'm sure. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so just to refresh, I'm presenting on the consolidated district plan. I'm Emma Farini. I'm the new grants manager. I came into this position back in June of last year. And I've been working very closely with our directors of teaching and learning, as well as our MIR. The consolidated district plan is a way for us to outline how we plan to allocate our funding sources for the next year. We cannot have an approved, it's off, I don't know if you know that. Oh, that one's on, okay.
Mark,
What's that?
hit the last
Okay,
circle.
just keep on going. Okay. All right, the most important aspect of the CDP is that we must have an approved consolidated district plan with ISB, the Illinois State Board of Education, before they will even review one of our federal grant applications. It is a way for us to collaborate as a team to really talk about how we plan to allocate our resources within the different federal grant programs.
This just outlines some of the federal grant programs that we intend to receive year over year, that we outline within the CDP. So we have our Title I funding, which supports low-income students. We have our school improvement grant. That is for schools in designation. They have a 3-year period where they look at their school improvement plans and they action all the changes that they have made to that school improvement plan over the course of those 3 years. We have Title II funding, which outlines quite a bit of our professional development that we provide to our staff every year. Title III is our language instruction grant. Title III, our ISCP, supports immigrant students. Title IV allows us to purchase a lot of our large technology needs across all the elementary schools, as well as middle schools and DHS, as well as supports a well-rounded education. So looking at health and wellness, safety, things of that nature. And then we also have our IDEA grants. So those support students with disabilities. It ensures that they have a free education that does not have any limitations or restrictions. This is a collaborative team approach. So this application comes out in the spring, usually around March. And our district goals, while they do change year over year, a lot of it does stay the same. We have our major strategic goals that we are looking at every year, and individual schools have their school improvement plans that really need to tie back to the larger strategic goals that we have as a district. And so it's our job as a team to come together and talk about our needs at the elementary level, at the secondary level. Kyle comes in and talks about his needs as it relates to the IDEA grant. And then we also have AJ Crook, who leads our multilingual programs. And then Kim Lyle, she oversees our early learning programs. Again, we have to collaborate and kind of outline how we will come together and use the federal funds that we are given to meet those larger strategic goals that we have as a district. To put it into perspective, the CDP does get confused with an actual grant application. It is not. It is also not a guarantee that federal funds will be awarded. Again, and additionally, we do not report on any existing grants that we're receiving. It's not an instrument for planning or reporting purposes. And we don't document how we're using local and state funds within the CDP. And it also is not a report of required federal or state services. It's really, truly just a way for us to say, these are our district strategic goals. And that way, when we apply for federal funding through the different grants, ISB can look at how we've budgeted our money and say, okay, yes, this does tie back to the larger goal as a district. So how will the CDP support D428? It's an opportunity, again, for us to collaborate across multiple departments. It's an opportunity for us to bring stakeholders to the table. We obviously partner with a lot of community organizations like NIU, who offer our students services, and it's a way for us to communicate with them and outline how they benefit the district and our students. It's an opportunity to coordinate local and state funds that prioritize all of our students' needs. Title grants, we run a school-wide program. So we have to ensure that those services are meeting the needs of all students, not just targeted students. And this is an opportunity to showcase how we're doing that. And it's an opportunity to plan for professional development. A lot of the professional development that you see come through is paid for by Title II. It is very specific to professional development, and it's a way for us as a leadership team to come together and say, how can we support our students better from student services or teaching and learning? And it truly is a single plan for multiple funding sources. Throughout the year, we have different opportunities that arise. that maybe our staff want to attend a certain professional development opportunity, or we have an idea that we want to fund. When that happens, we come back together and we say, this is what we outlined in our CDP. These are the changes we want to make. And within the different grants, we're going to move some things around within the budget. But it's really a way for us to kind of, it's kind of like our North Star. We can always look back at our consolidated district plan and say, yes, this meets our larger goals, and we can go ahead and move forward with this. Additionally, as you are looking through the CDP, because it is linked in the document, you will see a needs assessment. So the way that we formulate the needs assessment is we look at a ton of different data collected from state standards. We also look at the different school improvement plans that all of our schools work on throughout the year and finalize in the spring. We look at parent survey results is also crucial to how we form our needs assessment. This is the first aspect of the CDP. It's a very long document, but you will notice that that is kind of all encompassing of the CDP in itself. And then the majority of the rest of the CDP outlines the different goals by program. So we outline the impact of the needs assessment as a whole, and then we move on to stakeholder involvement. We outline what private schools are participating in the different federal funds that we are given, because we do have students who attend private schools, but they are within our boundaries. And it's by state and federal regulations that we provide them with funding. And then we also outline student achievement, college and career readiness. We've already touched on professional development, but also safe and healthy learning environments for our students. And then the rest is pretty specific to the IDEA grant, title grants, and our bilingual programs. So that's about it. Are there any questions?
In regards to, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
To the IDEA grant and some of those, I know we've kind of got plans in place for how we're going to utilize funds if we receive them. But my understanding is we are kind of already aware that those programs are getting some cuts in funding. So what is, I guess this might be you, this might be more to our mirror. What is the district's plan to continue to offer those services if we see that reduction in funding?
Yeah, right now at this time, we have heard conversations that this might happen. Where there is a few contingency plans in place, but once that, is actually concrete, then we'll get more into details about it. But we have talked with Kyle, special ed team, and of course with Emma regarding it.
So I guess just to follow up and clarify, we have not officially been told at this time that we are actually losing funding as of yet.
No.
Okay.
We did kind of add every year, with that grant funding, we kind of get our allocation on an annual basis. So it kind of flows through the federal, down to the state, and then it makes its way to us. So those allocations and how it's funded have fluctuated over the years too. So every year it's a little bit of, we find out kind of at the end of the school year about what things look like for next year. I think last school year, we actually didn't find out until later in the summer because things were a little bit more delayed at the federal or state level. So yeah, we do anticipate that we should still receive that funding this year, but the exact dollar amount is a little bit to be determined.
I think that there's been some information that's been passed down saying that there are some grants in which we are losing funding from. Is there anything in particular we'd like to share at this time around those particular grants?
Yeah, I can think of, there's one grant that we actually just found out, was it earlier this week? It's a grant that actually flows through Northern Illinois University and has helped them fund an opportunity that benefits a number of our staff members to go back to school, grant funded to become a school psychologist. So we have several staff members that are currently in cohorts, but unfortunately, Northern Illinois University School Psych Program found out that on end of December of 2025, that funding will no longer be there. So that's an example right now of kind of real world. We found out that a lack of funding from grants is going to impact people in our district and ultimately our students and our ability to fill hard to fill positions. So currently we're having a lot of dialogue and both internally with our district, but then with NIU to kind of figure out how we progress forward.
Any other questions?
I had a question. Are you saying that the needs assessment has already been conducted, or is the grant money part of it being allocated to do a needs assessment? Is that what you're looking for?
Can you speak into the microphone?
Sorry, yeah.
The needs assessment is complete. It's outlined within the consolidated district plan.
And is there a report that we can look at, or?
Yep,
to see?
it's linked in the agenda. You can.
I see the consolidated district plan. Is
Okay, it should be the first aspect of that is the needs assessment.
Okay. Is there a more robust report available or no?
I think we could make one available.
I don't want to add more work, but I was just curious. Okay.
So I don't mean to be that guy, but I have a few things I'm
Yeah,
concerned
absolutely.
about. First, who's the primary audience for the actual report?
That would be Illinois State Board of Education.
Okay. Because I went through it, and there are quite a few like acronyms that
Yeah.
weren't defined.
LEA. Yes.
Yeah. And that kind of creates a problem. And then along with the needs assessment, you described, whoever developed this, described that the parents are surveyed, but then doesn't really talk about how they were surveyed.
That's
And
what I want.
as being a resident of the DeKalb School District and a parent for 2 kids going all the way through, I've never seen a survey get to us. So I'm not saying it didn't happen. but
Right.
how was that done? So that
I
we can
think-
understand that all the parents were.
That's
Sure.
what I'm
Context.
asking
That's a
for
great question.
clarification is
Absolutely.
a summary of the study that was done and the methods that were used and the results.
Sure. So I think every school, we'd kind of give them a little bit of autonomy on how they put out their parent survey. And maybe, Billy, you can attest to this a little bit more, but we feel that our principals know their individual communities. We do have schools that serve a lot of bilingual students. So we always ensure that the parent survey is sent out in the language that that community speaks. I do know for myself, I have girls at Malta. They usually send out the parent survey during conferences in the fall, so in the beginning of the school year. I do know that we are using some technology called Parent Square, where they also send out reminders to be looking for that parent survey. So I think it is up to the individual schools, but I'll let Billy talk about that further.
Sure, thank you. Almost a little taller than me, so I'm going to lower it down a little bit. But yeah, so we do need assessment throughout the school year. So through Title 1A, we get parental involvement money is what we allocate for each building. And in that, usually during the literacy nights, that's when we have to have parents sign in. And then they also do either a needs assessment or send out through a Google form. But we also collect the 5 essentials data that's sent out every year from, I believe, like January-ish through March. So we also get that. The problem with that is it gets sent out consistently, but if we don't get a certain amount, if we don't get 20% of, like, let's say DeKalb High School parents, we don't get a report. So, but it's continually pushed out because I see it all the time. I fill it out through my school email, through my personal email, because you can only use one email to fill it out. My wife fills it out to help increase so that we can get that report that we're supposed to get. So that's how we use it. That's what the surveys are used.
So that you mentioned that there has to be a minimum. What is our normal return rate on that?
It fluctuates by school. I haven't done an average of the schools, but some schools, I want to say like Cortland Elementary was up to like 40%, and where our lowest ones were probably about 12%. Any other questions?
I think that's pretty important to me to be able to see the needs assessment. Like, if I don't, yeah, I feel kind of weird saying that, being brand new, but I would
You're a
like
member
to
of the
see
board.
the
You can
reason,
ask for anything you want.
the methods that were used and timing, you know, cumulative for the district by school, or however you will have that compiled.
Sure, by school.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yet another one. In 5? Yeah, in paragraph 5. The last question is describe how the district will identify and serve gifted and talented students by using objective criteria. The first part of that question wasn't answered in the report. How are we identifying gifted students?
I'll take this question since Billy took the last one, even though we both work on it through elementary and secondary. We utilize the data through our common sources here within the district, common summative assessments, also state assessments, sometimes different screener assessments that we have for students depending on when they're entering the district, and then also their success levels within whatever courses they're in to either auto-accelerate them or have conversations with parents about the opportunity for them to accelerate.
I don't know how we can do this with, I don't want to take up the time with all the little notes in here because a lot of them are just format like asking.
What is that?
For just a simple example, you put 14.5 and I'm assuming you're saying 14 and a half years old, you know, and that's not clarified. So is there, can I just share it with them without violating the Open Meetings Act rules? Does anybody know? If I can just, I know I annotated the document in my own copy of it with
Whoever produced it?
well, the board member, the other board members and the members of the cabinet who were involved in it.
Yes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Maybe we can add our.
Thank you, everyone. Any other questions for the team?
Quick note, it says there were 12 federal programs, but I see 8 listed on page 3 of the presentation.
Oh, that might be a typo. Sorry, that's probably a typo on
Okay.
by my fault.
I was just curious, are we missing, I'm all for any grants we can get.
I know.
to help out the taxpayer, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other questions from the board? Hearing no other questions, do we have consensus to bring this back for the next board meeting?
Yes.
Thank you. Before you move on, sir, Maria, because you are a student full-time, I'm going to ask that if you'd like to depart, this is a great time for you to be able to depart. In the future, you might want to tell us what's a good time for you to leave so you can get home to study, do homework, or whatever, okay? So is 8:30 generally, if you need to go leave earlier, whatever time, what time works best for you? Or you could just tell us what time you're leaving at the beginning of every meeting.
I can stay as long as I'm needed, but around 8 o'clock seems pretty nice for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right. And now moving on to item D, differential committee meeting minutes presented by Director of Human Resources, Deidre Salas.
Good evening. So before you are the differential committee meetings. The differentials are our stipend positions, such as, coaches and clubs, sponsors, anything outside of the regular, well, not anything, a variety of positions that are outside of the school day or additional duties beyond their regular job assignment. So we meet as a differential committee and we discuss changes that may need to be made to differentials. If we need to add coaches, add supervision, take something away, add a stipend, reevaluate the multiplier factors that determine what the cost is. A lot of different things as related to the differential positions. What you see here is a request for a couple items. They're broken up by discretionary and then our regular differentials. Regular differentials are funded by the district and the discretionary are funded by the buildings. So the buildings get funds that are allocated to them and they can determine about different clubs or after school activities that they may want to sponsor and pay for out of their budget for their building. The top section are the ones that are funded by the district, and this is where we are asking for an additional, 1.5 additional assistant boys soccer coach. We're asking for additional. Then asking for a head boys volleyball coach and 2 assistant boys volleyball coaches. To explain a little bit about that, our soccer team has growth on the team. So for supervisory purposes, we need an additional coach. Second to that is the boys volleyball team. Boys volleyball team is brand new to us. It is a IHSA sanctioned sport, and the boys are very anxious to start competing against other teams. And our other schools in our conference do have boys volleyball. Happy to entertain any questions you have.
So just real quick, your last statement answered the question I was going to ask. So we do have interest in the volleyball team to get enough people to have a team.
It is far beyond interest. They're like, what day is practice and when's the first game?
Last year, we actually had the request for the girls' flag football as well as boys' volleyball. So we were able to begin the girls' flag football last year. This year, we'd like to begin the boys' volleyball team. So this is why the request is coming to us now.
Are these funds already budgeted? Did we anticipate this, the funding for these positions?
We did not, but after the differential committee meets, and we do have members of business and finance on that committee, and then we sit down and we talk with our mayor looks at the budget, determines if it's things that are budgeted for or not budgeted for. If they're not budgeted for, if at this point they are affordable. He has costed that out and determined it is affordable for us to add.
Are there any other questions from the board?
No.
Hearing no other questions, I'll seek consensus to bring this back for the next board meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, on to item E, Professional Relations Committee, DCTA Program, Course Approval Salary Schedule, Credit and CWC Course Approval, also presented by Director Sauer.
So the PRC committee is a DCTA committee that I sit on as administration. We do a number of things such as the calendar for the upcoming school years, and we also work on the additional credits for teachers. So teachers that come into the district, anyone within DCTA, teachers is a term that's used in the DCA contract that covers anybody within that bargaining unit. So we use teachers as an interchangeable term. Teachers that come into the district, we evaluate their transcripts to see what their level of education, and then we also look at their years of experience, and that's how we place them on our salary schedule. After teachers come into our district, they have the opportunity to take additional coursework. The PRC committee is where they submit those requests, and the committee will review it and say, yes, this is something that will enhance your professional goals as related to your current position. And if those courses are approved, then as they complete coursework, they submit that to the committee, and then the committee approves or denies the individual courses. Every year, we have a deadline of September 5th, where all of those transcripts have to come in to HR. We evaluate those transcripts, and for the courses and/or programs that have been approved, we evaluate that to determine where or how they may move on the salary schedule. So what you have before you are the minutes from our last PRC committee meeting, where individuals submitted individual courses or programs of study for an additional endorsement or degree that they are seeking towards their teacher's license. We go through, we look at the courses, we look at the college or university, and we determine if those are courses and or programs that we are looking to approve. So what you see are the ones that we have approved at the committee level, and now we're bringing to the board for approval. And then again, September 5th every year, we get those transcripts and we evaluate them and determine how individuals may move on the salary schedule. You're welcome to come observe the process. It's a lot. But it's our way of reinvesting into our teachers and helping them grow professionally.
Quick question. I'm sorry. When I see fiscal impact TBD, that always concerns me. Do we know what the fiscal impact is on the budget
We do not, because a variety of factors. So programs change, courses that are available change. So it depends on how the individuals, once we've approved the courses or the programs, how they progress through the program. Someone may not take a course in a particular term or semester. They may accelerate and finish courses faster. Colleges and universities cancel courses, so then they can't take it in a particular semester. So we don't know year to year how it will impact us.
But what kind of range are we talking about? What's like the minimum? Are we talking millions, hundreds of thousands?
So it can be a variety of number of individuals every year that complete coursework. And for each individual, it could be anywhere from 1 credit to completing a program. Our mayor, when he can better explain this, but he does make that consideration when he forecasts the budget for the upcoming year.
Just one quick question before you hit that, because you may answer my question as well when you do this. Just to clarify, all these courses that are on the 6 pages of courses on here, they are not costing the district anything.
That is correct. Right.
It's the impact of when they complete those programs is where we will see the cost.
That is correct. So
Okay.
individuals present what courses or what programs they are working towards at their own expense.
Okay, that's the
Yes,
key.
okay, I'm
I wanted
sorry.
that clarified.
Yep,
That's a good.
Yep, at their own expense. Once they complete courses, that transcript that comes to us, we look to see how they're progressing,
Gotcha.
either by individual courses or by their program, and that's how we determine how they may move. So again, individuals can be anywhere between 1 credit and to completing a program each semester. And then what the outcomes of that new transcript are by September 5th.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions?
I do. Maybe a random question, but the vast majority of the courses are from Idaho State University, and I was just curious, like, why?
So, so Idaho State is a professional development program, and they do have some full course programs. But for instance, during COVID, they created a number of courses teaching students through a pandemic, differentiating instruction virtually, things like that. So some of their coursework is really just professional development focused versus being program driven.
Okay. These are adding to an existing list, I'm assuming, of courses that are approved, or is this the?
Oh,
only-
yes. These just happen to be the specific ones that individuals are seeking approval that we will grant them credit for. But this list is much larger than this.
And there's more variety in terms of the
Yes.
school. I'm a little bit concerned with how insular the list seems in terms of the source of the
Yeah,
education.
so this is one particular list. Now that you have access to board docs, you can search through other agendas and see other PRC committee minutes. But we have individuals that are seeking a full program or full degree, administrative license. Someone may have PE and now they want to get their driver's ed endorsement. Or someone may have a teaching Pell, but now they want to get ESL. So you'll see programs as well as individual courses.
Any further questions?
No.
Hearing none, I'll seek consensus for us to have this at the next board meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And moving on to item F, DHS Summer School FTE request presented by Sarah Montgomery and Assistant Principal. Are you going to be presenting on it or not? Just Sarah?
I told her I could take it, but if you'd
Okay.
like to join me, you're more than welcome.
It's information action.
And this
Thank
is
you.
information action because summer school starts in a couple weeks.
Correct. Thank you for clarifying that. As you know, the other FTE request for summer school has already been approved. We've seen an increase in student requests to take English language learning, credit recovery. So with the increase in student interest and need, we're requesting an additional FTE to support those students. And this is just for the summer.
I do have a question, and I'm probably going to be very vocal about this going forward. Information action items that involve expenditure, taxpayer funds, it's going to concern me down the line as far as having both. Why was this not brought to an earlier meeting as an information item and then take action at this meeting?
As Chris had said, because summer school is starting in a couple of weeks.
I understand that, but but we've known summer school's been on the schedule for a while, so I'm just curious, because it does have a fiscal impact.
Absolutely.
If I
And we
may-
normally don't do information action
Right.
together like this.
Right.
To answer your question, why it didn't go 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
because 2 weeks ago, we didn't have the student numbers to warrant asking for an additional FTE. We make sure that we really need it before we ask for it.
And I assume this item is already in the budget. We budgeted for this, or is this an additional expense?
This is an additional expense.
Okay.
Any further clarification or question?
No, no.
Okay.
Any other further questions from the board?
No.
All right, then at this point, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the request for an additional high school summer program, FTE. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Jackie, could you do the roll call, please?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 All right, so that's bringing us closer towards the end of the meeting. I'm not done yet, don't worry. I do just, as the new president, want to take a moment just to give a quick comment before we move into the superintendent's report. There's 3 promises that I guess as president, I want to make to the board, the community, and the district at this point. The first one is going to be for the board, communication. I know, especially for Vante, Steve, old board members moving now, it's definitely felt like there's times where we haven't been communicating, people aren't sure what's going on. So I want to make this promise as president, that there will never be a time where I know anything that you guys will not as board members. So I want you to know, when we get our weekly board update, I will have a president's report in there so that any meeting, anything I've been a part of, you guys are aware of going forward. To the community, I want to make sure, and I believe I speak with all of the new board members and our current board members that are here now, there will be transparency. You will not just know what we are doing. I want you guys to know that we will work to make sure you understand why we are doing the things that we do. And to the district, I want to make the promise that whether it's administration, whether it's students, whether it's staff, or whether it's us as board members, we will work towards accountability for everyone in this district so that our students are constantly being at the forefront and taken care of. And those are just 3 things I want to make sure you guys know are my goal and promise to you. And now we'll move into the superintendent's report.
Thank you very much for that. And we will continue, from my part, to continue to do that work with you all together as good stewards and partners. So there's a few things that I wanted to just put out there. First and foremost, this is Staff Appreciation Week. And I want to thank every staff member in the district for all the work they do today, yesterday, last week, last year, every day that you come in with your whole heart and your mind to get ready to do the things that we do on behalf of children. So we have a list, obviously. So it's all of our teachers, all the related service staff, our assistants, our grounds, our custodians, our maintenance, our tech, our cooks, our kitchen employees, our organic life as well, ed center staff, the nurses, the social workers, psychologists. Like, I can go on and on. If I miss you, I'm sorry. You know it always happens. I forget at least somebody. I don't intend to forget anybody, but I want to make sure that you all know that we're saying thank you very much for everything that you do for us each and every day. It is very, very much appreciated. The next thing I'd like to remind everybody is that May 16th is coming up, and that is the last day of our seniors. And my first full cohort of my graduating class, these individuals were freshmen when I walked in, are now graduating, walking the stage. So they will be my first full class of graduation. And I look forward to seeing you on graduation day, making that cross, along with a number of everyone here on the board. So seniors, thank you. We congratulate you first, and we'll congratulate you again at graduation day. Then, of course, we have the district art fair, started tonight. But we were here making sure that our new board members felt welcome. And I bet a lot of you are out there looking at the artwork that our students are doing and creating. It's over at the Egyptian Theater tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night. So we welcome everyone to go out and take a look at what our students are doing. I don't know, can we buy stuff? We can't? Oh, man, that's too bad. But I'll try. Anyway, so look forward to seeing everybody at there. And then finally, and most importantly, I think Chris has made commitments on behalf of the board and himself specifically. I want to say that with the new board coming on and with the current board that has stayed on, my mission is always to make sure that I am a true partner to everyone, regardless of what may have happened previously, didn't happen, misunderstandings, whatever the case may be, that from this moment forward, we are a team, and I want us to all work together to make sure that we are doing right by our students and their families. So, feel free to reach out to me. And the one way that I know that you'll be able to work with us to make sure that we're making great decisions for our families and our students is you'll have an opportunity to join committees. So Jackie will be sending out an email to each one of you with all the list of the committees that are available to you. Up to 2 individuals of our board can select to be on the same committee. Feel free to be able to put your name on there so that we can include you in the future. Committee meetings would probably start in August. So then that way you would know, and we will be able to announce which committees you'll be on at our next meeting. In addition to that, each one of you will be able to select which school you would like to be the liaison for. So you can pick up to 2 schools, sometimes 3 if you choose, where you are that person that would be the board member that is connected to that school. You get to do obviously a number of things outside of visiting the school. And then that principal and the staff know that you are their visiting board member. And then we can work alongside with advocating for whatever your schools need. The only thing that I always ask, of course, is that as you're reaching out to either a school leader or any of the staff at the Ed Center, just please ensure to copy me so that I'm aware that you'll be visiting. That's the only reason. And so that if I need to give somebody a heads up at the school or in a committee that you'll be joining them so that there aren't any surprises. We want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable and is aware of who is on the team. So I look forward, Jackie will be sending that out tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, but soon? Okay, thank you. She'll be sending it out, and then please feel free to answer or fill it out. And then at our next meeting during my superintendent report, we will announce which committees as well as which schools you will be connected with. Thank you very much. That's it for me, and I'll turn it back to our new president.
All right. So at this point, it is recommended the Board of Education will adjourn. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good night.